Why do two rivers born from the same mountain spring sometimes flow to entirely different oceans? This is the story of siblings, the shared echoes of childhood laughter, the whispered secrets under blankets, the united front against a world that seemed so vast. How do these powerful currents of connection slow to a trickle or vanish altogether into the sands of adulthood? How does a bond forged in the innocent crucible of youth become a polite, hollow formality, or worse, a silence that feels heavier than any argument? This is a quiet sorrow that nests in the heart of countless families. It speaks to a profound truth. Kinship is the seed, but it is not the whole garden. Without conscious cultivation, even the deepest roots can fail to thrive. As children, our siblings are our first mirrors, our first rivals, and our first allies. They are the co-authors of our earliest chapters. But the ink of adulthood writes a different story. The pressures of careers, the choices of the heart, the unresolved shadows of the past, and the silent weight of family lore can create invisible fractures in that foundational bond. In this reflection, we will journey into the intricate architecture of sibling relationships. We will uncover the 7 subtle yet powerful forces that can cause siblings to drift apart as they age, and explore how understanding these dynamics can help us either bridge the distance or find peace with it. Welcome to Mindful Sphere. If you're ready to explore the deeper currents of the human experience, consider subscribing to join our community. Now let's begin our journey. 1. The illusion of a single past. We believe we shared the same childhood, but this is a powerful illusion. A home is a universe of individual experiences, and two souls under the same roof can inhabit entirely different emotional landscapes. One may recall a sanctuary, the other a space of subtle neglect. Memory isn't a historian, it's an artist shaped by our unique sensitivity. A casual remark can be praise to one child and a wound to another. When these conflicting inner worlds collide in adulthood, statements like, "It wasn't that bad," don't just question a fact, they dismiss an emotional truth. This is how the silence begins, born from the realization that there is no single family story, only a mosaic of them. 2. The unspoken scoreboard. Childhood rivalry doesn't disappear, it just learns to whisper. In adulthood, it becomes a silent audit of life's achievements, career, family, purpose. This isn't an open game, but one played in subtext and subtle comparisons that erode connection over time. Love, which should be a sanctuary, transforms into an arena where worth feels conditional. Instead of a support system, siblings become yardsticks for each other's perceived shortcomings. This exhausting emotional scoreboard depletes the warmth that once defined the bond, as not everyone learns the maturity to see that a sibling's light doesn't dim their own. 3. The fork in the road. Life's journey inevitably presents a fork, and siblings often choose starkly different paths. The fusion of a shared youth gives way to adult individuation. One may choose tradition and stability, the other freedom and exploration. Initially, these are just choices. Over time, they can curdle into silent judgments. The stable one is seen as trapped, the free one as irresponsible. The language of their lives becomes foreign to one another. We secretly hope our siblings will evolve in tandem with us, so when they don't, it can feel like a quiet betrayal. A vast, uncrossable canyon created by the simple, natural unfolding of two unique lives. 4. The echoes of imbalance. Even in loving families, an unwritten ledger of fairness exists. It tracks who was praised more, who sacrificed more, who was the shining star, and who lived in their shadow. The sibling who shouldered the heavier burdens, caring for parents, mediating conflict, may carry a deep, unspoken resentment. These small daily injustices accumulate like sediment, hardening into a wall. The hurt is rarely about grand gestures. It's about the emotional currency of being seen and valued. When that currency feels unfairly distributed, the wound festers and distance becomes a form of self-protection. 5. The sanctuary of distance. As we mature, we learn to curate our emotional world. For many, creating distance from a sibling isn't an act of anger, but one of profound self-preservation. If the relationship is a constant cycle of reopening old wounds of criticism or feeling misunderstood, then stepping back is the only path to inner peace. This is not coldness. It is the quiet acknowledgement that you cannot heal in the same environment that made you sick. It is the wisdom to know that choosing distance is not always a lack of love, but a testament to a newfound love for oneself and a commitment to one's own well-being. 6. The weight of unwritten rules. We enter adulthood with an invisible script dictating that our siblings must be our unwavering supporters. We believe this loyalty is a birthright, but our siblings are not archetypes. They are flawed humans fighting their own battles. When they fail to meet these unspoken expectations, miss a call during a crisis, or fail to show up as we assume they would, it feels like a violation of a sacred contract. The pain is not just in their absence, but in the shattering of the idealized sibling we thought we had. This growing resentment builds a wall, and the only way to dismantle it is to release the script and love the real, imperfect person in front of us. 7. The quiet erosion of time. Perhaps the most tragic reason for distance isn't drama, but simple neglect. Life accelerates and our finite energy is consumed by careers, partners, and children. The intention to connect is always there, but soon becomes a ghost word. Suddenly, decades have passed without a single heart-to-heart conversation. The love hasn't died, it has been buried alive under the sheer weight of daily living. The connection doesn't break, it dissolves from a lack of presence. Without active, intentional effort, the people who once knew everything about us can become little more than familiar strangers in the backdrop of our lives. The bonds between siblings are not monuments carved in stone. They are gardens that require tending. Blood may connect us, but only compassion, forgiveness, and intentional effort can keep us close. Understanding these forces isn't about placing blame. It's about bringing awareness to the subtle currents that pull us apart so that we may choose, with wisdom and with heart, how to navigate the river. Which of these forces has resonated most deeply in your own life? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience is a valuable part of this collective conversation, and if this reflection offered you a moment of clarity, subscribe to Mindful Sphere for more journeys into the heart of what it means to be human. Thank you for sharing this space with us.